and welcome to the channel. In this video we're going to use the new Ariens IKON to mow this lawn here. I think I'll raise the camera up as high as I can go so you can see as much of it as possible. Well, I can't have my camera up that high. Just enough wind and just enough angle, it blows it off. So there we go again. So what do you think so far? In my opinion, it's just cutting perfectly. There are no stragglers at all in here. In fact, I liked the cut of the IKON XD. This one cuts better, even better. I know if I put this up against my X-Mark, which I always use as the reference mower, this one will definitely cut better than the X-Mark. So I'm impressed. Let's talk about safety for just a minute. Zero turns don't work well on slopes. Plain and simple. Most of the manufacturers tell you that 10 degrees max. And I know you don't quite understand what that means, but 10 degrees is not that steep. Basically, I think the easy way to say it is, if you're trying to turn around on a slope and you're not getting traction, you can't do it, you're probably on a slope that's too steep to mow. You should be out there with your walk mower. That said, there are some areas that you really don't want to mow. The owner of this property has an X-Mark Laser Z It's a big, old, heavy mower. It easily weighs twice as much as this, and probably even 2.5 times as much as what this one does. Also, he's kind of one of those guys that does what he wants. So he mows all the way to that tree line with that zero turn. And that angle is close to 30 degrees. You'll have a hard time walking straight up it. I would never take a residential zero turn on that slope because it's just too steep. And for those of you who say, oh, well, just slide into the trees, what you don't realize is at that tree line, about 2 foot in, there's a 10-foot drop going down to the ravine, straight down. So if you got in trouble and slid down into that brush line there, that brush is not heavy enough to hold you. You'd go right in there, and I'll guarantee you'd be upside down when you hit the bottom. So sometimes if you look down here on the corner of where the brush ends, you can mow that downhill because at the bottom there's more lawn, or there's a safe surface to work from. But again, you can't mow that uphill because there's a chance of the zero turn tipping backwards on you. And trust me, I've had that done, and I really don't recommend it ever to anybody. You can probably, after you make this pass straight down so you kind of know where you're at, you might be able to make a couple passes along the bottom, but if the mower starts sliding down, it's too steep. That's my safety lecture for the year on using zero turns, so be careful. I don't want to see you injured riding your mower. All right, let's get back to mowing. Well, that only took like 20 minutes to mow that. It doesn't matter how fast you go, you can run wide open and this thing will cut 6 inches perfectly. So there was quite a bit of long grass right up here in the front, and she just blasted right through it. I don't see any stragglers on this lawn except for maybe a dandelion or two. So I am really impressed with this cut. Over by the solar panel there, that's probably about a 15-degree slope, and the mower handled it very well. But if you noticed, when I came down to the other side, there's a drop in the back, and then trying to turn around on a slope that steep is really difficult. So since I had the flat spot down there on the bottom, just came down, made my turn, and then come back up to it. If you have a slope like that and you're trying to turn on it, one of the main things you want to remember is when you get to your turn, turn upwards. Don't try to turn down, because it'll slide off. It'll actually slide off the slope on you. So turn up and you're just fine. Let me ride across this lawn just a little bit to so you can see the entire thing and see how well it did. There is a spot here off to the left where the grass is really long, so there's some grass laying up on top. You can see how well it's spread when I get over there. And it won't start unless you have the handles in the open position. There's the spot that I'm talking about where the grass was really long. You can still see that there's no windrowing. It spreads it out nice and evenly. This is a mix of bluegrass and fescue, so even cutting it at 2.5 inches, this deck stripes really nicely. I'm impressed with that too. You don't need to buy a striping attachment for this one. This is really good for a residential deck. So what do you think? I really like the cut of this. I really like how well this new mower rides. I like the new seat. It's thicker than what Ariens had on the IKON XD. Plus they raised it up, so this sits almost 4 inches higher. And if you've ever driven any of these other zero turns where you're laying down like you're in a sports car, this sure makes a big difference on how well you can sit in here and your back doesn't hurt. So this allows you to sit up nice and squarely, so you're not putting all the pressure on your tailbone. I think I've said enough about the cut. I'm just really impressed with it. I really like this discharge, and I like the power that this deck has to throw the grass out and spread it really evenly. I gotta really give Ariens kudos about this, the discharge on this deck. If you looked at my walk around video, I talk about how the deck is constructed, and that gap in the front of the deck that allows the grass to stand back up again really seems to make a difference, because even thinner grass, weaker grass, taller grass, it pulls it up tight and cuts it evenly. So I don't know what you think. I think this is probably the best deck for residential on the market right now. I like the mower itself. I like the way it's built nice and solid. It rides really well. I like the adjustable handles on it. I haven't really found anything that I don't like on this. So running zero turns for as long as I have, this is probably one of the best ones that I have come across, particularly for residential, for the value. I can't say enough good about this mower. So all right, so if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section below. If you like this video, please like it. And if you like to see more videos like this, please subscribe. I've got more videos coming on this one. We're going to talk about the accessories. I got to put the power bagger on it later on for the leaves, and we can check that out. And so on and so forth. So I will talk to you later. Bye.